Hey, church, what a journey the last few months have been. But we are so excited to be able to tell you that on July 5th, we are going to continue with our physical gatherings. Now, that's in no small part because of your prayers, your support, and your help. We're just so grateful for all the texts and messages and contact. You've reached out to us so much, and you've made it possible for us to create an environment here that is going to be safe and that's going to be comfortable for everybody to come back and worship. Now, the first thing I want to say is we're not starting the church back on July 5th. The church never stopped. We're just re-looking at how we're going to gather back safely and comfortably so that we can all worship God in a way that He deserves. So now, before I get into the new layout of how that's going to look, I just want to acknowledge something. That every person is going to have their own opinion on what safety looks like and what comfort looks like. Every person is going to do that. That's why we're not telling you to come back on July 5th. We're making it available to people who feel comfortable enough to come back on July 5th to do so. And if you're not there yet, if you're a person who says that's too soon for me, we're going to continue live streaming our services indefinitely so that you can watch it in the comfort of your own home. And when you do feel comfortable, we'll be right here waiting to worship with you. Now, for those of you who do feel comfortable, and for those of you who are going to come back on July 5th, I just want to put your mind at ease with some information and what it's going to look like. The first thing is to let you know that we've had people from the HSE and doctors walk us through the building to tell us where we should put hand sanitizers, to where we should social distance more, and how we manage the movement of people in and out of our building. So know that if you are coming, we've done everything we can to make this building as safe as possible for you and your family. So now it goes to personal responsibility. We're going to ask every person who shows up on July 5th and beyond that you take personal responsibility for your safety, but also for the safety of others. Please respect people's distance. I know it's so natural for us as a church to come together and shake hands and give hugs and just be together and be close together. We're going to ask for the time being that you resist that temptation. That for the time being, we're not going to be able to shake hands and we're not going to be able to hug. And for other people and for you, don't put yourself in that position of somebody having to back away. Just be aware of where you are and how you're behaving in front of people, because this is the first time we're gathering back as a body. And we're also going to ask that before you show up, you make sure that you're healthy, that you make sure that you don't have COVID and you haven't been in contact with anybody who does. So if you're not feeling well, just please stay home. Stay home for your sake and for everybody else's sake. Now, there's going to be no exceptions to the rules that we've put in place. Well, we're going to put together a one-way system that when you come in, you're going to exit a different door. And we're going to ask people to respect a lot of the things that you're going to see when you show up on July 5th. So let me tell you what it's going to look like. We've added another service to what was already existing, but we've had to change up the times a little bit. So our new services are going to be at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m. Two of those services are going to have childcare for kids between the ages of 5 and 12. And those numbers are going to be limited to 12 kids per service. Now, if you're a parent, you need to register your children for those services. And as you can imagine, they're going to fill up quick. We would love to have all our kids back, but because of the size of our rooms and the positioning of them, we can't accommodate everybody. So it's really on a first-come, first-served basis. If you're an adult, you're going to also need to register yourself. Now, these registrations are going to be on a link on this video that you can go and do that. But the service times are going to be 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m. There's going to be no childcare at the 12 p.m. service. So what's it going to look like when you show up? When you come through the gate, if you have kids, you're going to park in the car park, and you're going to go to the entrance that will be well labeled and well lit up, and you're going to go over there and be greeted by one of the children's volunteers who will walk you through the registration process. If you don't have kids, you're going to go directly to the main door and you're going to line up there. We'll have that well marked with social distancing. Now, I know for a lot of you, you're used to showing up to church 30 minutes, an hour early for social interaction. There's going to be no point in doing that. We're not going to open the doors until 10 minutes before the service. So if you've registered and you're outside on July 5th, you'll be greeted by one of our greeters that will walk you as an individual or a couple or as a family to your chair. And when you're in here, we're going to ask that you don't walk around. that you just stay in your chair for the entirety of the service. We got some advice on the length of our service, and we were recommended to have our services at 40 minutes, just because of the size of our building and the interaction that we're assuming people will have. 40 minutes is a safe time for us to be able to have our services, and when we're switching services, to clean the room for the next group of people to come. We're also asking that if you have a face mask, bring it. Bring your own face mask, but we'll provide all the hand sanitizers and gloves that might be needed. We know that this is going to be a new normal for everybody, but I know that we can get used to it quickly, and as things die down, we can go back to the normal that we knew and that we love. So we're asking you to, when you come, enjoy yourself, worship. We're looking forward to worshiping with you, but you're going to have to abide by all the signs that we have. We're going to have tons of these signs hanging up everywhere, and we're going to ask that you do that. We're also going to, after each service, we're going to be dismissing people by rows from the back first. You're going to be able to get takeaway tea and coffee, and you're going to be able to bring it outside where we'll have gazebos set up, spread out so that you can have limited interaction while enforcing social distancing with each other outside. After you've attended the Sunday service, everybody who is here is going to receive a survey. And that survey is just an opportunity to give your feedback. If you see anything that we can improve on, or just give us your general feedback, we would love to hear it. And we would welcome that feedback, because we want these Sunday gatherings, especially in the early stages, to be safe, but also to be efficient. And we're going to try and accommodate every person that we can. So when you're inconvenienced slightly, or when you get a little frustrated because something isn't being done correctly, will you take that deep breath and realize that it's not done on purpose? That we're trying to make sure that everybody's worshiping and everybody's gathering as safely as possible. And you will have the opportunity to give us that feedback so we can adjust it if possible, so that by the following week, we can be more efficient. Because every week we want to improve, to be able to serve you and your family better. And I know in the next month and in the next 2 months and by the end of the year, we're going to have this down, and we're going to be worshiping like never before. We're going to have a great time. And I'm not trying to kill the buzz of us coming back together. This is going to be the parameters we're going to worship in, and we are going to have a wonderful time as a church. And we're also going to have a wonderful time with those of you who choose to stay at home. And we look forward to seeing you here again with us when the time comes and when you feel comfortable. Thank you all for your prayers. Thank you for your support. And we look forward to seeing you on the 5th.